There are few places that have me as excited about Pinot Noir in the world as New Zealand, and specifically in Marlborough, where this Dog Point Pinot Noir is coming from. I know a lot of you might be sitting there thinking, New Zealand, Marlborough, and they were known for Sauvignon Blanc. And yeah, you'd be right. New Zealand is definitely a place where Sauvignon Blanc thrives. But in the last decade or so, we've really seen a huge influx of Pinot Noir that has made its way here to us in the United States, and we are so happy for it. But what you also might not know is that Pinot Noir is actually not a new thing for this place. In fact, the vines for this wine were planted in 1983, a whopping 40 plus years ago, which means this wine is basically in its prime when it comes to vine age. This is the 2021 vintage. This is Dog Point Vineyard. And what's super cool about this wine is number one, I mean, it smells like Pinot Noir through and through, but Pinot Noir, if you know anything about Pinot, is definitely a grape that takes on the characteristics of its terroir, probably more so than any other grape in the world. It speaks to its place, and if the place isn't good, it's not telling a good story. But this is not the case in this wine here. As you smell it, you get all of those great cherry flavors that we all love to see in Pinot. But what's so cool is that as you smell this, you're getting tons of other things in there. There's a little forest floor, there's some bay leaf, there's some sage. I even get some really interesting vegetal notes in the best way. I mean, we are talking about a wine that is just giving aromatics right now. It is jumping out of the glass right now, and that's what we want to see out of a great quality Pinot Noir. The other thing is that they obviously kept a very light hand when it comes to winemaking. So you're not getting tons of oak things coming out of here. You're not getting big vanilla bombs. You're not getting any of those big baking spices. You're really just getting two things, fruit and terroir. And then on the palate, what's so wonderful, I think, about Marlborough is you get a lot of the Burgundian sensibilities aromatically that you might associate with Pinot Noir from those parts. But I find that it's really almost Californian in a way, in that it has this beautiful, soft, sun-kissed structure while still having great acidity. So you can kind of have the best of both worlds in this glass. And especially if you're someone that's really trying to branch out outside of California to explore how Pinot Noir grows and how it reacts in different places, this is a perfect stepping stone for you because I think it's showing you exactly what terroir can do. It's showing you some older world sensibilities, but you're definitely still feeling comfortable with a lot of the new world characteristics that this wine is giving. The other thing is acidity wise, I mean, there's definitely acidity here, but it is not the first thing that we're latching onto. It's there for balance, it's there for structure, but this is a wine that's light bodied. It's a Pinot Noir through and through. It's soft. It's got really nice, seriously supple tannins, but it also has a crazy long finish. So don't think for a second that because this wine is light and that it's because it's soft, that you're not going to get all of that great flavor development. This is a wine that even as I'm talking right now, we're feeling all of those characteristics, all of those flavors that we're getting on the palate. We're feeling it just kind of drawn out. I'm still tasting it even as we talk, and it's still changing and evolving. You watched me here open it on camera with the twist off coming off. I want to mention that for a second because when we're talking about regions like New Zealand and also Australia, I know the two do not love to be associated together, but for the purposes of this conversation, I have to mention it. Screw top is a very big thing in these parts. It is not indicative of quality. This is really the closure that they have adopted in a big way. They love it for a lot of different reasons, and I am also a supporter of the screw top. I'll also mention that this wine has been farmed organically and that this is actually coming from two former Cloudy Bay guys. So really great pedigree behind this in addition to great farming practices. I personally am looking forward to drinking this closer to the springtime. I think this is going to be a great bottle to get out, but certainly don't wait for that long. For me, this is a great wine to go with your burger night. This is a great wine to go with your roast pork. This is a great wine to go with any of your lighter proteins. Anything that wants a little bit of a red wine, but maybe doesn't want something that's really heavy, really full bodied, this is going to be perfect with that. I hope you love it as much as I do. Cheers.